that, feeling refreshed. I love it. Good morning, Louise. How are you this morning? So you may want to grab a pen, paper, and a glass of water, maybe a nice cup of tea, and sit in a nice, comfy area in your room or in your house or wherever you just want to, you feel like sitting, if it's on the floor, on your dining room table. And we are going to converse today on health on the brain. We are actually going to all be contributors to this topic. So come on in, invite everyone to
Peace
come
and
on in.
blessings, Charmaine.
Good morning, Ambembola. How are you?
I'm blessed, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And if I can ask, if you're not, it's not a demand, but if you can, show your face this way, I can feel your energy as I give mine, because energy is reciprocal, it's like a circle. I give and I need energy back, which would be a beautiful thing. Again, it's not a demand, it's not a command, but just a request, if you can, so I can feel and see you. So good morning, good morning, good morning, all. Grand rising, grand rising.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful community, my Wake Up Everybody community, both here in Zoomland as well as on Facebook. How y'all doing this morning? Hope everyone is doing wonderful. So today is part 2 of Health on the Brain. But first, I would like to start with a recap, and I would love for the community just to share what they remember from Monday's session about healthcare or what else they can add in. And if you can raise either your digital hand or raise your hand, admins will assist in bringing in your voice. I don't see anybody. If I can get support from admin to select someone that could tell us what they remember about Monday's session.
Sure, Charmaine. So I'm going to take a chance. I don't remember if Afua Afriye was in the session on Monday. And if you can share what you remember from the session. Are you willing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know if you can hear that. I have a lot of sound coming in. You spoke about dementia, Alzheimer's. You spoke about the differences and the similarities. The importance of I think in the back of the neck, you said cerebellum. The importance of that and how that's where things start to deteriorate. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. That was
You
beautiful.
did speak
Yes. So
about,
on Monday, go ahead.
you did speak about when the deterioration starts, what happens in the people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, absolutely. I did share that the cerebellum is in the back of the neck, which is so interesting. You would think your memory is like maybe to the front, but it's actually at the back of the neck. And that's where Alzheimer's, where the memory loss and dementia takes place, right in the back. And if anyone can remember, what's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? Dementia falls under the umbrella, but what's the root cause and the difference between the two? Um, I am going to ask Sister Candace if she can come off mute and share. What's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? Though dementia fits underneath the umbrella, but what's the difference? There's a difference in the two.
It's that the Alzheimer's is the larger category, and that dementia is a subcategory or a symptom of Alzheimer's, is what I recall, sister.
Beautiful, beautiful, love it. So Alzheimer's is the disease. Dementia is caused by diabetes, is caused through strokes. And yes, underneath that umbrella of Alzheimer's is dementia as well, because Alzheimer's does cause dementia, but Alzheimer's is the disease. I have Alzheimer's, which is a disease, versus I had a head injury or I had some type of trauma to the brain, whether it's through illness or through comorbidities, that causes dementia because that is now depleting or killing off the cells in the cerebellum where we remember things. And so what can we do to you can't prevent it somewhat, but what we can do is we can do a lot of things to slow the process down. And I can't say prevent it because I'm not a medical doctor, but I do believe that holistically, if we do the healthy things now, we can stop or slow down the onset of it. And so how can we do that? Well, a simple thing, and I have to do it for myself, is mental stimulation. Mental stimulation meaning crossword puzzles. I think it's called the one with the numbers, and name escapes my mind right now. Sudoku, I think is the name. Playing board games, staying abreast with current events, and then organizing yourself. And like for myself, because I know through my illness that I had back in 2012 that left me with a slight bit of brain damage that does affect my memory to a point, I now have to incorporate different tools. And I didn't understand it at the time when my sister would tell me, get an organizer, write stuff down. And I didn't pick up on it that she had recognized that I was forgetting things. And I had to honestly sit down with myself, and I can tell you, organizing a calendar, beautiful, don't work for me. But what does work for me is my cell phone. So I've made it a habit that anytime I get any type of appointments or anything of the sort, I put it in my phone, because I carry my phone with me wherever I'm going to keep me organized, because I don't always remember. I've run into situations where I've had an appointment, doctor's appointment scheduled for myself, and then I've had a doctor's appointment scheduled for my cousin, and I've always canceled mine because hers is, but they're both important, but hers is more of a dying need than mine's in that time. So I use my phone. So find something that you can use, whether it's an organizer, a calendar, your cell phone, your iPad, whatever. We have a plethora of tools that we can use to help keep us organized. And also do this for anyone that you know that may have Alzheimer's or may have dementia. If you notice and you're seeing that they're forgetting some things, and not just the regular, well, I just picked up this pen and I walked across the room and I put it on the table and I walked away for 10 minutes and I come back and I'm looking for the pen and I can't find it. I don't remember. Not that, because eventually, you know, like, oh yeah, let me see. I did go back over there and drop the pen, then you can find it. I'm talking about true memory loss, where when you ask the person, well, what did you have for breakfast this morning? And they say, I don't know. Or they make up a story. Sometimes they mask it. So you really have to pay close attention. They mask it and say, well, yes, in a good conversation on the phone, yes, I had eggs and I had toast and I had beans. And meanwhile, they had oatmeal. So those are things that you look for, that mental stimulation. Exercise regularly. Exercise is one of those things that come up in almost everything that we do. But exercising regularly, whether it's a smooth walk, a soft walk, a fast walk, a slow pace, just exercise. One of the things that I started doing, and this was even before COVID, is I would walk up and down the hallway. Every night at 10 o'clock, I come out and I walk a whole hour at a nice steady pace up and down the hallway, because I couldn't go outside. Or you can do it at home. We have Yogisha that's wonderful. You can incorporate her in your exercise routine. And trust me, yoga works, because the kind of downward dog and all different kind of poses, you'd be surprised at how that pumps the heart up and gets your body rejuvenated. And I did see that there was someone that dropped in the chat that their mom is good at masking. If admin can assist me with that person so they can come in the space and share what that masking looks like.
Sure, that was Evelyn. Evelyn, are you able to join the conversation with your voice? If so, you can unmute yourself.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
on my way to work. How are you? Morning,
I'm wonderful, Evelyn. So you said that your mom masks very well, right?
Yes, she does.
Can you share?
Yes. Sometimes she doesn't recognize her children. And I'll say to her, and she'll, like I put Post-its on the bedroom door as Evelyn's room. My mom's name is Sally. I put Sally's room. So she'll come and read the Post-it and go, you know, Evelyn? She'll look me in my face and go, have you seen Evelyn? I haven't talked to Evelyn in a long time. And I'm like, Mom, who am I? She go, you're my child. I know you're my child, but she can't say that it's me. And she does that with my sister as well. My brother could come over yesterday and tomorrow. Today she'll say, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. But if you say, Mom, who is this? She go, oh, I know, you're my child. She'll never say she doesn't remember. She just say, oh, I know who you are. I know who you are. I know you're my child. But she won't say, oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, they mask it very well.
Yep.
So I've always said I would love to be like one of those little miniature things that could just sit in someone's brain who has dementia or Alzheimer's, just to see or hear and feel what goes on. Because sometimes you can look at their face and you could actually see the confusion. You can see it. And I often wonder, are they aware, and is it something that they see or they hear and they just don't have no control over it? I would love to be able to just climb into the mind and just to see it, because I see the facial expression on my cousin and how her masking is when she gets a phone call. How was your day today? Oh, my day was wonderful. So what did you do today? did the physical therapist come? Yes, he came and he made me. What did the physical therapist do? Oh, they made me walk and they made me stick my feet out. Well, how many times? Oh, 10 times. This time, no physical therapist came in the house. There was no, they mask it. And it's all about trying to sound normal is what I interpret it to be. And to be
And to have
normal.
control. And to still be
Yes,
in
to have that
some kind of
control.
Because they get
Absolutely.
frustrated with that. I noticed
They
that with
do.
my mom. They get very, very frustrated. Like if she's struggling to try to figure something out and it's not coming, and she gets frustrated.
And it's a double sword because they get frustrated when it's not coming, but they also get upset with you when you interject and push and give them the answers all the time. And then in my case, my cousin can get combative, and she gets combative with the mouth.
Oh,
And
yes.
then and they get combative. So you really have to, like, just take it, don't take it personally, because it's not really directed at you. It's just the disease. It's just the disease. It's that dementia that has them acting that way. That's why I said on Monday, you treat them as normal as can be.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Evelyn.
Have a good day.
Yes. Thank you. Again, yes, thank you. That was beautiful. So exercise regularly. Another thing that you do is change your diet. I had to change my diet once I recognized that I started having some a little bit of memory loss. I had to change the way that I was eating. Now I'm not all the way there because I have my battle with sugar and salt, which are two two evils in my opinion. But I'm getting better with it. So changing your diet, even more of a plant-based diet. And then we have Coach Kyra that came in and showed us how to germinate our lentil peas and how to eat healthy plant-based products. So again, incorporate your diet, change your diet. That has a lot to do with it. Improve your blood pressure. That's comes along with exercising, will improve your blood pressure, eating less salty foods. In the way our culture is very salt heavy, but really peeling back on your salt. It's so imperative because that salt can cause your pressure to go up, which could ultimately lead into a stroke. And we know with stroke, that is one of the culprits that causes dementia. Because when you have that stroke, it's lack of oxygen to the brain. Diabetes, watching your sugar, and people think it's just sugar. Sugar is also carbs. How much carbs in our community, in our culture, carbs are heavy in our culture. So let's cut back on our carbs. Carbs turns into sugar. Again, another root cause that causes diabetes that affects the brain and causes dementia as well. Another thing that we can improve is our cholesterol. When I saw that, I was like, wow, cholesterol. Cholesterol can cause, is a risk for dementia. I was really surprised. And along with it is to keep your cholesterol down. Watch that shrimp that you're eating. Watch the eggs that you're eating, especially the yolk. Watch your butter. Read at the back of your labels. When you go grocery shopping, read in the back of the labels and you would see if there's cholesterol there. If there's cholesterol there, stay away from it. Because that's another thing that's big in our community. High blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. And high cholesterol then ultimately leads into heart disease because it blocks up the arteries in the heart. Avoid tobacco. Now that's a doozy. Avoid tobacco. For those that smoke, try and see how you can, slow it down somewhat, but avoid tobacco. Don't abuse alcohol. According to Harvard University, they say you could drink 2 glasses of alcohol, maybe 2 glasses of wine a day, but not to abuse it, because that is a contributing factor and a major risk factor at that for dementia. So if you choose to drink, limit yourself to 2 drinks a day. A big one, care for your emotions. And I have to tie that into Wake Up Everybody, because for the past 328 days, today being the 329, we've gotten nothing but tools to care for our emotions. How divine is that, to care for your emotions, not just to pay attention to when we're anxious, when we're depressed, when we're sleep deprived or exhausted. And those are one of the key things that we learn over these 300 plus days from each and every facilitator that has been here, how to shift our emotions. So our emotions play a major part as well. And I fall under that one when it comes to being sleep deprived. If I get 4 to 5 hours sleep every day, I get a lot. And it's difficult when you're living in a home with someone that has Alzheimer's or dementia, because you don't get a full rest. Your rest is very light because you got to have one ear open. You have one ear closed, one ear open to hear when they get up, because they move so softly and so quietly, and can walk out of this house and you won't even know. By the time you wake up, they're gone 2-3 hours. So yeah, trying to get that rest. So what I am now doing is, when she rests, I rest. So if she rests in the day for 2 hours, I do that. If she rests in the day for 4 hours, I do that. And I'm guilty. I can be on a call, especially Zoom, and you're talking to me in the middle of the day, and my head is going down. And it's not intentional, but it's because I'm not getting that full 7 or 8 hours rest that I need. Protect your head at all costs. Protect your head. Remember, I said that one of the causes for dementia is trauma to the brain. And that trauma could be from sports, the trauma could be from how we eat, just trauma to the brain. So we have to protect our head at all costs. And build social networks. Strong social ties has been associated with a lower risk of dementia. And when I look at my cousin's life, she did not have much of a social network. She had 1 or 2 friends and they say they, tolerated her, but she really did not have a social network. She didn't have that. So is there anyone in this space? I've said a lot. Is there anyone in this space that would love to come on and share what other tools that they can add to this topic? Or what other things we can add as a form of slowing down the process? And just generally taking care of our brain, keeping it healthy. If admin can assist.
Yes, as I'm standing up here, I see we have Teresa with her hands raised.
Hi, good morning, family. How you doing?
Good morning, Sister Teresa.
The thing what I've been doing is excuse me, diminish my stress issue, because when I'm stressed, it affects me mentally, physically, everything. And so I'm not, I don't function well when I'm stressed, and I actually just shut down, even though I have this great group here to reach out to, but there's sometimes when I'm not reaching out, and so I have to, go back to reaching out. It's just that I'm not used to having the group, the family, and so I got like, Teresa, you got to call somebody, talk to somebody, because you just shut down. So that's one of the things that I've been doing, is reaching out more, and just being honest. I've had a brain infection, high blood pressure, really, really high. And so that has affected my memory loss. And what I say to people, sometimes I repeat myself, and I can actually forget that I said that. It's not that I'm purposely, just doing it because it's just a habit, but it's literally that I literally can forget that I had a conversation with a person. And so I used to get really offended by it. I don't feel offended by it, because I just tell the person, I'm a miracle who had a lot of brain injuries, and I'm here. So, just give me some grace instead of getting frustrated because I forget stuff, because I really do forget some things. And sometimes it's like I could be talking to you and totally forget that like what our conversation was about. And so I just let the people know, who I'm dealing with, that I have that problem, but it's a lot better, and because I've been working hard on it, it's a much better. I don't feel like that I'm totally forgetting to the degree that, because I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember my name at one time. So for me to know my name and doing the stuff that I've done, actually going to school, all that stuff, I feel really blessed that I'm doing that. So that helps me a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that beautiful and rich share. And when you were saying that, it brought to my memory that just that I have been I've forgotten some things, and sometimes some really important things that I have forgotten. And I always share that if I say I forgot, then I generally, if I say I don't remember, then I really and truly don't remember. But if you say something and it tends to juggle my memory, I fight hard to let go whatever you're saying resonate, to juggle my memory. Say, oh yeah, I remember you say that. But if I keep saying I don't remember, then I really truly don't remember. And it's frustrating for me, and it's also frustrating for the person on the other end that's hearing it, because they're like, you don't remember? So one of the key things for me is just to be transparent and to share that once the relationship has been established, just to share that, there are times that I do tend to forget a little bit of stuff, but also I don't use it as a crutch, which I used to use it as a crutch. Well, yeah, I didn't remember, just to get all the stuff. So I pay close attention to that. And it was actually brought to my attention that don't be using that I don't remember thing as a way to get out or as an excuse. And so I check myself. Am I really saying I don't remember because I'm trying to get out of this? Or am I really saying I don't remember because I don't remember? So yeah, thank you for saying that. And there are times when I have forgotten just basic things. So thank you for that rich share, Sister Teresa. And I'm glad that you've explained that sometimes if you ask a question over and over again, it's not to be annoying, it's because that you don't really remember you even asked that in the first place. So that's very key. Is there anyone else that would love to contribute? I see Sorrow Jacqueline is dropping a lot of stuff in the space.
Yes, so we do have a few chats in the chat box that I can share with you. And Noelle just raised her hand. So what would you like to do?
You can read what's in the chat, and then we can invite Noelle in.
Okay, all right, great. So Laura dropped in hydration, and this was earlier, probably in response to the things that we can do when we take responsibility for our own health to prevent dementia and memory loss. Noelle asked the question, what about dairy? Jacqueline shares that my mom's repetition of what she says is getting worse. Yesterday, she repeated the same things to me within a couple of minutes of saying those same things. It's getting worse. I did not correct her. I let her repeat, but after the third time, I directed her away from the conversation, but she repeated the information again. I told her I love her and that we would speak again the next day. I'm hoping she won't repeat when I talk to her again today. I shared that my grandmother had dementia, and she was an avid reader of the New York Times daily and engaged in puzzles all the time. I do remember as my grandmother aged, my mother and her siblings would encourage my grandmother to continue to be active mentally by giving her puzzle books to just stimulate her mind. And they would also, I remember they would also give her things to do. Like everybody gave her their plants to be repotted or to nurse back to health. My mother would give her clothes to mend and to iron. And now that my parents are aging, I give them tasks so that their minds can be stimulated. Jacqueline also said, self-care. We make healthy decisions each day. If we remind ourselves of this as we make small decisions, by the end of the day, you not only improve your health, but the gratitude floods you and your self-esteem, self-worth improve. And then she shared laughter and journaling. Candice says the objective is to take care of ourselves and each other all our lives. We are responsible for our well-being. She just dropped in, once a man, twice a child. We have to take care of parents. And then Jacqueline shared that she found that expressing her views and feelings kept her sane and centered during the pandemic. The slowing down of life because of the pandemic helped her to refocus and clear her mind. Exercise, walking, and yoga help. Doing things for others helps. So now we can invite Noelle to unmute herself and share.
Hi, Coach Charmaine. So I do have experience. Good morning. I do have some experience with memory loss. And this may not relate to everybody, but when I was I abused marijuana from when I was like 12, so I did it for a very long time, from 12 to like about 18 years old. And then I realized that I started to forget. I would do plays and I would start forgetting lines and stuff like that in the middle of rehearsal, sometimes in the middle of shows. And I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes I forget steps and dances after a while. It started to catch up to me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to cut this down. But sometimes as I got older, even when I cut down and when I stopped completely, I was like, oh my gosh, my memory is still being affected. What's going on? Like, is this like an early sign of, dementia, or it just could be that I burnt all my brain cells from, from smoking at a very young age when I was still developing. So even now, like when I got into my 30s, I was still having this issue with memory loss. Like I would start repeating stories that I had told to my friends already. I would be in the middle of thought and it'll be a great thought and I forget it right away. And so when the pandemic began, I started taking this thing called Prevagen, and it did help. It did help with my memory loss, and even like, ginkgo helps. Certain vitamins helped definitely, and eating more vegetables definitely helps. So I do agree when it comes to the cholesterol, that is very true what they say. But also what helps is meditation, and also what I feel like adds to the memory loss is the anxiety. Because when my anxiety is heightened, especially when I'm at work, I forget a lot of things. Or when there's like a very heightened, high volume situation, I have to write everything down because I'll forget. Because sometimes I'm involved in very big projects that affect a lot of executives, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I do to make this right? I don't want to drop the ball, because if I drop the ball, this executive looks bad and the company looks bad. So I have to keep myself up, do different things, meditate more in the morning, or even write things down, write reminders on my phone to handle certain things. Even to this day, now that I'm back to work, certain tasks, I'm like, oh man, okay. And in addition to making sure that I remember things with regards to me personally, I had to write things down when it comes to my job. And yeah, so that's I definitely can relate when it comes to memory loss, because I'm a factor of that as well.
Thank you
So
for
I'm very
that
happy
beautiful
that you shared that.
share. Yes, thank you for that beautiful share. And what I heard is that you recognized it, but you found ways to support. You recognize, I have some memory loss here. What can I put in place to help me so that I can remember? You said what? Writing things down.
Yes.
Meditation, recognizing that I'm anxious, and channeling that energy that doesn't serve you far away, and incorporating energy that does. This way, it helps balance you somewhat, so that your mind is free.
Yes.
And it's just so amazing at how many of us have this and don't even recognize it. Don't recognize that, oh yeah, I do have some type of memory loss. And that's because we don't talk about it in the community. We don't speak about it. And then for those of us that recognize that something's going on, that's where the masking comes in. We start to mask because we don't want people to really see that, that we're forgetful. But what has worked for me is being open and being honest and letting folks know that this is something that happens to me from time to time, so that I have that support, and they have that understanding. So when I say I don't remember, it's not being viewed as though, well, you weren't paying attention, you weren't listening, do you not care? Yeah, because people can judge you, and that's a word that we don't really use too much on Wake Up, but that's some people who don't understand, they look at you through those lenses. Yeah, let me put it that way. They look at you through those lenses, and that's because they don't understand. But thank you so much for that beautiful share. Again, it's a topic that needs to be discussed in our community, especially with people of color. We don't talk about dementia. We don't talk about Alzheimer's. So and then we don't look at the things that we can do to change our diet, exercise, daily, or if it's just 3 times a week, just do some form of movement. And then we also have, like I said, we have Coach Kyra, we have Dr. Alexia, we have people in this community who we can go to that will give us the best. Dr. Alexia has her own vitamin product line, and I am quite sure one of them ingredients that she got in her vitamins is for memory loss. I'm quite sure, because she had her own journey, and I'm sure that her products are holistical. I'm sure she has a product for something. So reach out to Dr. Alexia if you've noticing that some things are happening. Reach out to Coach Kyra, who can help you with nutrition. And as I say that to the community, I'm saying that to myself as well, to help me with my diet, while I make the shift, so I can at least slow down the process. So it is 7:38. I do want to thank the community so much for this beautiful time, and thank you for being so generous with the extra minutes that you have given. And like I said again, just let's take care of each other. I take care of you, you take care of me, and we can all be healthy together. And I am complete.
Thank you, Charmaine. While I bring up the slides, do you want to share your special offer with the community?
Yes, most definitely. So today, a lucky person gets to win a $25 gift card from Bath and Body Works. It's all about taking care of yourself. Get some candles, get some bubble bath, and they do have for men as well. Whatever it is you get, and when you get it, take that moment just to sit and be with self and pamper yourself. And so the number that I'm going to select today is number 11. And please email me by midnight tonight, so this way I can send it directly to you. And I've done this again intentionally because I do forget. So I put this there for myself as a reminder. So if it's done right away, I can send it to the person, and it's done. And I'm not like, wasn't I supposed to do something? And it's weeks later, So I want to stay in alignment with the values of Wake Up Everybody, where we honor what we say. And so I put that in there. So whoever wins, please email me by midnight today to receive your offer.
So, Charmaine, Marie Lavelle is today's winner. So Marie, if you accept, if you would come off of mute and accept the special offer.
Yes, I accept. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And so, to the lucky winner, or to anyone that just wants to reach out and have a conversation about dementia, about Alzheimer's, my number is 404-271-5617. And my email is charmainewakeupeverybody@gmail.com. As well as Chantal and myself, we came in earlier on and we spoke about who cares for the caretaker. And so we do have that space as well, where you can come in and we can sit down and we can talk and just, just unpack and get some stuff off of our plate. All right. I'm super excited for tomorrow's session. So join us tomorrow, Thursday, May 20th, for giving yourself permission to live with hydration and rest, part 2. And if everyone who was here in the space, remember part 1 between Sister Kyra and Brother Kevin Joseph. Oh man, part 1 was delicious. So I just cannot wait for part 2 tomorrow. So our facilitators tomorrow for giving yourself permission to live with hydration and rest, part 2, are beautiful Kyra Harris and the handsome Kevin A. Joseph. Join us tomorrow. All right, so the Wake Up Nation welcomes all new members. So if this is your first day, first week, first time coming in, please drop your name in Facebook, as well as drop your name here in the Zoom. We would love nothing but to extend our Wake Up Everybody love to you and tell you welcome, welcome, welcome to this beautiful community where we are ascending, we are elevating, and we are transforming.
Thank you, Charmaine. And thank you for your session today. Here is on everyone's screen is our schedule. We are here and Wake Up Everybody on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Thursdays. We are off on Friday and Saturday. So our full session, 90-minute session, is on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and our 30-minute session is Monday and Wednesday. We're here in the Zoom room and we stream live on Facebook, so please join us. We still have swag that was created or co-created by some members of our community. So there are t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, and face masks. And right here on your screen is the bit.ly link so that you can order your swag today. And finally, keep in touch with us. Here are the ways to stay in touch with the Wake Up Everybody community so that you are aware of what's coming up next and you can participate and dial in, call in, and be a part of the conversation. This information is being dropped in the chat and it's also here on your screen. You can screenshot it, you can capture it on your screen. So that you can register and be a part of the Facebook community. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And then finally, if you have comments or suggestions, you have questions, we have an email address that is managed by members of the Wake Up Everybody team, and you will get a response to your emails. Thank you everyone for joining this morning. What we will be doing now is unmuting ourselves and showering our Charmaine for joining us again this week and sharing health on the brain and talking a little bit about some of the tools that we can use to keep our brains healthy. So community, please unmute yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. You look beautiful.
This is
Thank
beautiful.
you
This
so
is
much
such an
for
important
coming
conversation.
Let's move forward.
Let's,
And it was
the
really
comments that were a child's voice.
Sister, friend,
thank you.
lover,
Have a wonderful day,
beacon of
everybody.
light,
Work that
Thank you
you're
so much.
doing with your
brilliance,
family is so
youth,
valuable
and
and
knowledge.
not acknowledged enough.
Putting me
And
on
I
the
just
way.
really
I
want to
am
thank you
grateful
for
and
bringing
blessed.
this to everybody.
Thank you, sister.
And I'm happy I finally got to
It's
share the story.
needed. This is the valuable information we need to protect our brains.
Thank you,
Protect
Charmaine.
our brains.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, everyone.
Everyone.
Great presentation.
Yes,
Powerful.
love you, Coach Charmaine. Yes, thank you. We had to love
Beautiful
ourselves
stuff.
health-wise. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everybody
Ashe.
have a wonderful day.
Yes.
Maybe make
Thank
health
you for all the
your
shares.
business.